Well, hello, Dravenheart and Raiders. Welcome to Power Up with Pride. We do have some hype coming up here for Vonnie Von. Extremins donated $50 and says, "Let's go, Vonnie. Pride Month every month." That's a good idea. And I see everyone has joined me, so it seems like we are going to be ready here for Costume Quest Any Percent with Vonnie Von.
Yeah, I should probably unmute. Yes, yes. Hi, Motas.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Alrighty. So, yeah. Hello, everyone. My name's Vonnie, and I'm going to be running a couple games for you here. The first one here is going to be Costume Quest. We'll do the any percent category. This fits in very well with the kind of the fashion vibe. We're going to be changing outfits on the fly often throughout this game, and it's going to be very cool. Speaking of things that are cool, Motas. So right now, my local time, it is about 9:15 on June 23rd. But on the East Coast, that's a little after midnight on June 24th, which means that on the East Coast, it is my birthday. And this is something that I have asked for some of the folks in my community to help me celebrate as we do these runs here for Power Up with Pride. And you get to help me too, my friends. So I hope you've got the pipes warmed up because you're gonna be singing, buddy.
There's a few here already. We'll get to them.
Yes. Yes, awesome. All right. Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and just and get started here, shall we?
Let's do it.
Cool. Okay. I'll let you know when to start the timer. Right now, well, I tell you what, let's just kind of watch this cutscene because it's kind of funny. So here we are. It's Halloween night. I know we just said it's October, or it's June 24th, but in this setting, it is October 31st. And what we have here is we have your average suburban family. We got mom, dad, and twin siblings. It's Halloween night, and mom is saying, "Hey kids, why don't you go on out and go trick-or-treating and make some friends?" And the kids are like, "Oh, we don't want to make friends. We just want to get candy and like be spooky and stuff." And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, but you know, just remember your best friend is always going to be your brother or sister." Well, not so much. There's definitely a lot of sibling rivalry going on here. Some of the funniest lines are in this. Or else you're grounded. That total dad vibes. "No way I'm going to trick-or-treating with my little brother. You're only 10 months older or minutes older than me, and I'm big as born 10 ounces heavier. You're 10 ounces dumber. You're 10 pounds uglier. You're 10 tons, and we never know what he's 10 tons of because dad steps in with the no fighting." So I'm actually going to need your help here because this was a donation incentive. Who am I going to be using? Will I be using Reynold, the young boy, or I'll be using Ren, the young girl?
Well, with a total of $201, it's going to be Ren.
All right. Very good. So whichever character I use has zero impact on the actual gameplay itself. But you do get to see. I like using Ren because when she's wearing certain costumes, you get to see that cool little bat barrette that she has in her hair. All right. So after I select her, there's a couple lines of dialogue. Once the screen fades to black, that is when the timer will start. So get ready. It's in just a few seconds. All right. So Ren is in charge tonight. Now, what this means is Ren will be in the robot costume. Start time. All right. Ren is in the robot costume, and Reynold is in the candy corn costume. And here's why this is significant. We're going to skip a whole bunch of cutscenes here, and I'll explain some really important stuff just happened there. But what's happening here is we're doing kind of a tutorial for the battle. Now, this is how I do critical hits, as I get the marker in that slot there, but I intentionally didn't do it. Now, the number or the buttons that come up as I'm blocking, those I absolutely want to nail 100% of the time because it greatly reduces the damage and saves some time. Every third turn, you get these super attacks. With the robots, it's these rockets that do a whole bunch of damage and just kill everything, and there we go. All right, so here's what you missed. When we walked up to that house and trick-or-treated, there was a monster in there called a Grubbin. Saw that Reynold was dressed as a candy corn and stole him because these Grubbins are here trying to steal all the candy from the neighborhood. They're doing so under the direction of this evil sorceress named Dorsilla, who has taken our robot costume and spread it all over the place. But we've gotten 2 parts of it. Here's the 3rd part. And in just a few seconds, robot costume. Now we can go fast because the robot costume has rocket skates, and rocket skates are very good for speedrunning. All right, speaking of which, it actually comes up in this next scene here. We're going to talk to this bully here in the red hat. His name's Travis. He's chasing us on his skateboard, but because we have rocket skates, we can go a lot faster than him. One thing to note is in that cutscene that we skipped with Dorsilla, there was a black cat that assisted us with what we were doing. That black cat comes into play later on. All right, so here's our friend that we rescued from that bully. Oh, cool, night costume. Okay, back in the robot costume, and here we go. So we picked up our second party member. This is Everett, and Everett is going to help us along the way. Now, the way that this game works is that there's 3 sections, and in order to 3 sections to the game essentially, levels if you will. And in order to get through each section, you have to trick or treat at every house. Now, some houses, as you normally do when you go trick or treating, you will get candy. Other houses like this will thrust you into battle. And again, you have to clear every single house in order to clear the section. So we have to go through everything here. So now it's a 3rd turn. We can go ahead and use our super rockets and do a whole bunch of damage. Now the super rockets are nice because they do damage to every enemy in the battle, and they set them on fire, so it does even some passage damage to them at the end of your turn. Which is nice. So that house and this one here, these are trick-or-treats where we just get candy. This next one is going to be candy as well. And then the next one that we go to, that's going to be a battle. All of the houses are fixed. There's 0 RNG here as far as which one is battle, which one is candy. Even the ones that are battles, like the battle formations are the same. So here I'm going to have a healer and a mage. Healers are absolutely our top priority to kill every time we see them. No questions asked. Do not pass go. Do not attack anything else, because they do this. They will heal, and if they're healed enough, they will cast like a shield buff, which really slows things down. All right. So this is, so he sets me on fire now, which is not good. But that's okay. The nice thing about the battles in this game is that between battles, no matter how much damage you take, or even if one of your characters die, you just automatically just refill your life. There's no like healing items or anything like that I need to do in between battles. So, all right. So here's what's going on here. We talked to this guy, and we're trying to get into their party that's going on there. Well, their party has a patriotic theme. So if we can get a costume that's really American, then they will allow us in. So that's our next mission. The way that costumes work is that we're going to assemble several costumes throughout the game. In order to assemble a costume successfully, you need to collect all 3 of its parts and have its pattern, so that you can put all of those parts together in a way that makes sense, such that it becomes an actual viable Halloween costume. The night costume we didn't have to put together because that's just what Everett was already wearing. But everything else, pretty much everything else, we're going to have to put together.
I'm still recovering from the fact there's rocket Heelys in this universe.
Yes. Oh yeah, and of course we use it to great effect because it's by far the easiest way to move through the world quickly. So the robot costume is without question the most important costume in the... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. question the most important costume in this whole game. Now, every costume has an ability outside of battle. With the robot, it's these rocket skates. With the knight, it's a shield that you can put overhead. So we're going to switch to that so we can shield our way under that waterfall to get into this little sewer section here. Pretty much every costume has an ability outside of battle, and that's the knight one. We're going to use it a couple more times. So you see me changing costumes on the fly, just so I can use their ability for just as long as I need to, and then switch right back to the robot so that we can go super fast. Okay, so we have all the parts for our next costume, which is the Statue of Liberty, but we don't have the pattern yet. We're going to get that pattern from the that first Abe Lincoln that we talked to. So you notice in the battle before that that I leveled up. The way that experience works in this game is that experience is not given to individual characters, it's given to your party in general. So if like characters are dead at the end of battle or things like that, that doesn't matter. It's just you level up as a party. So like I'm gonna have a third character that will join me in the next section. They will be at the same level. All your characters are always at the same level. You just you level up together as a party. So yes. All right. So I've got, let's see here. I've got 2 more houses to do here. Okay, you see Everett complaining there about something called battle stamps. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. But first, we need to get to this next section here. So these warlocks are what I just refer to as mages, because you'll see them in other forms throughout this game. They can be rather dangerous because they can use a first of all, their attacks do that latent fire damage, which can be dangerous, but also they can cast attack buffs on either themselves or their other party members. And that can do a whole bunch of damage. So there's a couple fights involving some mages and healers that are easily the most dangerous fights in the game outside of boss battles. So we have to be very careful with those. All right, so now we've done everything we need to do here, and we can scoot back to that party, and we can talk to this guy here. And there's our Statue of Liberty costume. All right, now we talk to this guy, and he'll let us in. Okay, rocket skates, but now we got to use our knight costume. There's a squirrel in this tree that's throwing rocks at us, and if you don't use the shield to protect yourself, the rocks will repel you from grabbing that cherry there, which we need to give to this lady here as a special ingredient for her pie. And once we give her that, that will allow her to... she will then allow us to pass. All right, couple battles here. Not a whole lot more to explain at the moment. So, Motos, if you have any donation comments to read, now would actually be a really good time.
Well, let's start with this one from Drake Lake, who donated $25 and says, first of all, happy birthday, Vani. Estas son las mañanitas. Second of all, I believe the sound the slime makes in Willow is, I'm gonna eat fries till I puke.
Thank you, Drake. And that is, yes, that is an allusion to another great piece of dialogue that comes up later in this game, which is awesome. Thank you, Drake. Yeah, keep going if you got more.
Well, I will mention thanks to GDQ for rating us here. All of you folks joining the chat, we are raising money for the Trevor Project with this marathon this weekend here at Power Up with Pride, so I'm going to put the command in.
Heck yes. All right, another level up, which is really nice. Yo, everybody coming over from GDQ, welcome. You are just in time for the beginning of this run of Costume Quest. Which is, yes, I saw somebody ask in chat, is this game very spooky? It's spooky in a cute way. So I think that's the best kind of spooky. So yeah, if you have more, if you got more donations, now's a good time.
Sure, we've got $125 from Kanban Meow.
Oh, Kanban.
Who says, wishing an early happy birthday to my favorite speedrunner. It's only early if you're on the West Coast, though. I just want to point that out. Thanks to Vani for creating such a cool, supportive, and uplifting space on your channel, and for encouraging all of us to chase our dreams and be our best selves. You're a constant inspiration to me as a speedrunner, streamer, and human being. Sending you positive RNG for this awesome showcase run.
Konban, listen, it's going to be really difficult to speedrun this game well if I'm crying. So I hate you for that, but I also love you for all of those very, very kind words. Thank you very much, my friend. All right, so we are now headed into the Central Park, where we're going to hook up with my girl, Sadie. Sadie is the shopkeeper of this game, and she sells these battle stamps. I'm going to grab these, and then we're going to go like this, and we're good. Okay, so what battle stamps do is you equip these on your characters to give special bonuses. The one that I've equipped on Ren is called the Bloodshot Eyeball, and what that does is it makes her critical hits more powerful. The one that I've equipped on Everett is called Pumpkin Guts. This is an incredibly useful stamp that basically turns every single one of his attacks into one that does splash damage to all of the enemies around him. So you'll notice I'm targeting the one on the bottom, but I did 9 damage to the one on the top. This is going to save a bunch of time where I will be able to kill enemies with kind of like essentially chip damage without having to directly target them. You're going to hear me throughout the run refer to enemies being in what I like to refer to as guts range, meaning that the splash damage from those pumpkin guts will kill them as opposed to a direct attack. So because that was the last house that I needed to trick or treat at, this gate opens up and now we can move on to the final part of this level. These mobs here that you see, I'm intentionally avoiding them so that I don't have to fight them. But if I did, I can just run away immediately, which is nice. But we don't even want to have to deal with that. Okay. So what we got coming up here is our first boss fight. This is Bojan. We're going to fight Bojan a total of 3 times, but this one is by far the most difficult fight. He's holding that megaphone, which he uses to summon enemies. We need to get rid of this yesterday, because the longer that sticks around, the more dangerous this fight gets by far. So he's gonna summon a healer who is going to, okay, so that's the shield buff that I was referring to. I actually like to see this, because normally what the healer does is they heal the megaphone, and if it gets healed twice, then we're kind of in trouble. But the RNG has already blessed us. If it heals once, that's not a problem. All right, we're gonna use our rockets on it. We will take it out here for sure. Oh, that's in guts range actually, where it's got only 9 damage that I needed to do. So instead I targeted the shaman and was still able to kill my intended target, which is great. All right. So we gotta get rid of the shaman, and then it's just one-on-one with Bojan. There we go. 1 HP is absolutely in guts range, so we target Bojan, do the splash damage to the shaman, and it dies. Perfect. All right. And now we just gotta wail on this guy. Hope he doesn't kill Ren here. This is where the RNG in the game, as far as how the enemies focus their attacks, is really where things can get dangerous. Okay, that's an attack on Everett. We are home free at this point. Attack here. Oops. Okay, I did not mean to fail that attack. Okay, we're gonna do rockets here just for fun. And boom, and Bojan is dead, and skip a cutscene, and that's the end of the level. All right, so here's what happens in the cutscene here. Bojan makes his escape on a bus, and the kids hitch a ride on the back bumper, and it drops them off here at what I like to refer to as Dark Mall. Here's another instance of having to use the night to protect ourselves from this debris falling overhead. So this is kind of like a spooky construction area outside the mall. We talked to this security guard here who was like, hey, I was going to go trick-or-treating there, but there's all these teenagers in there. I'm scared of them. I'm not going to use this this pattern that I have for a Space Warrior costume, so you have it. And we're very glad to take it, because the Space Warrior costume is very useful. Now, what I did here in this encounter was I snuck up from behind the enemy, and I hit it with my trick-or-treat pail. This gives me something I like to refer to as initiative, meaning that before the battle even starts, all the enemies kind of take a little bit of chip damage. This is actually going to be really, really important for some specific fights, where I'm going to need all the damage dealt that I can get in order to get through the fights safely. All right, third turn, so we can hit him with rockets. And hit him with this here. So pretty much every different costume has a different style for how they do critical hits. With the robot and the space warrior, you got to time the little tab when it gets into that section. With the knight, you just have to press the right button. So it just depends on the costume that you're using. All right, so we got our first piece of the. We're gonna wait here, sneak up, and then hit him. Get the initiative. So yeah, you just have to remember all the different styles for doing critical hits. This is really just a couple more battles and just collecting some costume pieces. So Motos, if you have another donation or two, this would be a good time to read them.
Oh, I sure do. We've got $5 from Corundum Core, who says, "Happy Pride, Raiders." Thank you so much for that donation. And we've got another $5 from Eris TGD, who says, "So excited to see Vonnie running Costume Quest at another event. And he even gets to run the game that inspired Costume Quest, Newtopia, afterwards." And here it specifies singing, "Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Vonnie, happy birthday to you." Many happy returns, Vonnie. Trans rights.
Yo, thank you very much, Eris. Thank you very much, Motos, for the serenade. That was all very, very awesome. And trans rights, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, just one more attack here and this battle's done. There we go. So you noticed in that one, you heard that after I did my attack. That was a failed critical hit. That was intentional because the enemy had such low HP that I don't need to wait for that bar to fill up to do the crit. So we save a little bit of time by just essentially forcing it to fail and doing just basic damage. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do failures intentionally many times throughout the run in order to save that time. I'm also going to do failures unintentionally many times throughout the run because I am a doofus. So just now, which is which, I'll let you guess. That was intentional.
You're spoiling the surprise. So this battle will be over after the next hit. We'll talk to the gentleman standing right next to us here. He will give us the final piece of the Space Warrior costume. Oh, we'll level up first. There we go. All right, Space Warrior. Now, the Space Warrior's ability outside of battle is to use this glowing sword, which cuts through areas of darkness that Everett is otherwise too scared to go through. So so that's what we use this for here. But then also I don't want to fight these guys. Okay, that was close. Okay. All right, so now we have to switch Ren here. So this is one of the rare times where our main character will not be using the robot outside of the final battles. And obviously it's because we have to cut through this darkness in order to get to the next section here, but there's an enemy waiting for us in the darkness, so we have to fight it like this. But we intentionally switch Everett to the robot costume because, again, it is so useful. So we don't want to miss an opportunity to have that. You'll notice here that the Space Warrior's way of doing critical attacks is the same as the robot. So yeah, I'm not killing that, so we're going to switch targets and be a little more efficient here. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now the Space Warrior special is this Meteor Strike, where summons a big rock and does a bunch of damage to a single target. It does do splash damage to all the other targets, but it's minimal. So it's really just about concentrating a bunch of damage on one target. All right.
So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get the initiative on this enemy here because it's sitting right in front of me, and of course it saw me. But this fight typically isn't too troublesome. Typically. The next fight is a very different story. So yeah, we always attack the medic as much as we can to force it to heal. Once its HP is low enough, it will always do that. At least on the first round. I don't know. Maybe we kill here. I hope so. Probably. No, 1 HP left. Awesome. All right, let's see what the healer decides to do here. Attack. Perfect. I'll take that. Okay. This is kind of... Actually, this should be fine, especially if this kills. Along with the fire. Will it kill with the fire? No. Oh boy. Okay, I think we should be okay here. I think. Yeah, we'll be fine. Because we'll do a hit here. The other enemy is obviously in Guts range, so if one of my characters dies here, namely Everett, Ren will clean up the mess. Or everyone lives. Okay, cool. Alright, phew. Alright. That was closer than it needed to be. Now this... Okay, there's a good chance that I die in this battle. Because it's one with a mage, with a healer and 2 mages. If I get bad RNG, especially with the buffs that they do, they can just absolutely chew through my HP and make life very difficult. Okay. Please buff the healer. Let's see how this goes. If they don't kill Everett this round, I should be okay. Please target Ren. Please target Ren. Thank you. Okay, I think I'm gonna be okay here. Yep, okay. Yeah, he's dead for sure. There was nothing I could do about that. But here we go. We can even do a failed crit and we're out of here. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh, man. All right. So that's the last fight of the Dark Maw. Then we get into the mall itself here. Now, there's a big old party going on at the mall, so we're going to be trick-or-treating at a bunch of stores. But before we do that, we need to face off with Bojan again. What he's doing is he's enslaved these kids dressed as pirates to earn tickets from the video game so that he can get more candy. Now, we need to kill all enemies in the battle in order to win this fight. So we're going to focus on the enemy on the side first because it has less HP, so therefore it's easier to kill. Bojan does pretty much the exact same amount of damage as this enemy on the side, so it's not like it's dangerous leaving Bojan alive for longer than is, I guess, quote-unquote necessary. So that's enough of that guy. The supers are going to now be focused on Bojan, provided that you don't die. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to run away because there's no way I'm winning this battle now. All right, start over. So that was a very unfortunate example of how the RNG in this game can be cruel, where if they just wail on one character continually, it can be very problematic. So, no problem. We just start the battle over. That's the nice thing about running this game in a marathon setting, is that it is very, very safe. I failed that battle, and I didn't even have to do like a safety save. None of that nonsense. It basically just pops me right back at the beginning of the battle, and we carry on. So it's not a big deal. Now, both of these characters for sure will survive to the third round. All right, even if Everett dies, you know, let's say Bojan attacks him here, I will have done enough damage that that Ren can take us home. Go. Yep, so there goes Everett. That's fine. This attack here might actually kill. Yep, cool. All right, so that's Bojan 2 done. All right, so we're gonna pop through this little door here. We're gonna take a detour down here to pick up a costume part for a very important costume that we will use later in the game. But what we're about to do now is we're about to meet up with Lucy. Lucy is going to join our party as our third character. But before we do that, we need to give her that and give Everett that. All right. So now we have 3 party members. This game gets a lot easier now that we have 3 characters for doing attacks. And you'll see here, like, so this enemy here that has 125 HP, like, we will kill it with ease. Yeah, so we give Lucy the knight costume, and the reason why we use the knight is because as far as doing critical hits, all you have to do is just press the right button, and you don't have to wait for anything like that. So it's just a lot faster. All right, get this guardsman here all softened up, and then it'll be supers on the on Bojan. So we've seen the supers for the robot and the space warrior. The special attack for the knight isn't really an attack. It's a shield buff that's actually critical in the boss battle at the end of this level. But it's not an actual attack, so you're not going to see me use it outside of that boss battle specifically. All right, so that's Bojan 3 done. We're done with Bojan. He is no longer going to appear here. All right, so we got to talk to this guy real quick. He gives us another costume part, and then we take this mine car around here, different sections. Eventually, we'll get into the actual west side of this mall, and when we do, then we start our adventuring. All right, so like I said, these stores here are where we're going to do our trick-or-treating here. So this is a battle, and this one isn't terribly eventful. So Motos, I will toss it over to you if you have some stuff to say.
Ooh. First, I would like to mention that we are less than $300 away now from hitting $3,000 here in the first day of the marathon. So thank you so much to everyone who's already donated. We're doing great. I really hope we can get that far during this run. That would be grand.
I think we can.
Secondly, we've got a $5 donation from mchan338 who says, "Hey all, sorry I wasn't able to make it this year, but here's hoping for another successful year of Power Up with Pride. This event continues to become a very positive community to be a part of, and this roster of runners and games is exciting to look forward to. Here's hoping I can make it next event, and good luck, Vonnie, on Costume Quest."
Thank you very much. Is this gonna kill? Yeah, okay. All right, so real quick, we got to come over and talk. Oh, we got to level up first. And we talk to this ninja here in the red, and he's going to give us a mission where we need to prove ourselves by collecting monsters' horns. There's going to be 3 mobs over here where you're going to see this monster come. And see, it's got that orange and purple horn in its head. We have to defeat this monster in order to get that, and we got to collect 3 of these. But we want to get initiative because it's a nice way to just guarantee that we not only kill this healer on our first turn, but that we kill the warlock by the end of our second turn. 18 is going to be just outside of Guts range, unfortunately, so I do have to target the medic there and kind of waste some of the potential damage I could have done. All right. Now we take out the warlock, and then once we do that, we can focus all of our super attacks on this bruiser and take it out in round number 3. There we go. This meteor strike attack, as we level up, gets really it gets like stupid strong. So the spaceman is, or the space warrior, excuse me, is definitely it's the main reason why that costume is so useful, because its super is just so silly with its damage later on in the game. Motas, if you have another donation here, would be a good time.
Ooh, I'm not sure of the tune on this one. We got $75 from Koyotic, who says, Devil rides, rides with the devil, pinballing around the city. And we do have a pinball game on. Yeah, we have a pinball game on the schedule tomorrow.
We do, I know, and that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, seeing pinball events like this is something for y'all to look forward. Oh, I might not be, yeah. I was gonna say, I might not be live right now with my game.
Yep, looks like a little bit of technical difficulties.
Oh, never mind. I think it's back. I just want to do a little refresh there. I think we should be okay. Ah, ooh, please don't kill him. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh, you hear the audio, but the videos are okay. I'm sure they are working diligently on getting that back up and running. Shoot, sweet. So, stand by. Just listen to the sound of my voice. And yeah, happy Pride, everyone. All right, that was perfect placement for that third one. The radio drama, yes. All right, so I'll describe what's going on here. I've got a mage, a guardsman, and a healer here. And of course, anytime we've got a healer, we attack it first. Oh, it's in guts range, so we can switch now to the mage and kill that easily. The mage is gonna buff the guardsman, which is not ideal because that's gonna actually stick around. Mage is gonna die now. Hopefully in the next 2 attacks? Close. Okay, that's in guts range too, so we can focus on the guardsman. Please don't attack Ren. No, please don't kill. Oh, 6 HP left. Thank you. All right, good. Get to do our supers here. And this one does 98 damage. Very nice. This should kill. Nope. Good thing the fire's there to clean it up, and cool. All right. Popping up here to grab another costume part. And then slide over here to do one trick or treat here. This is candy. And then we're going to hop in the car, and we'll head back to the west side of the mall where I was before. And I will show these horns to the ninjas, and they will reward me with the ninja costume. The ninja costume is going to get used for about like 2 seconds at one very specific point in the run. So if you like ninjas, don't blink when it comes up. I in fact, for all you ninja fans out there, I will be sure to let you know when it's coming up so that you don't miss it.
It looks like we are going to take a quick break to get your video back.
Do you want me to pause my play?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I can just wait here on this battle command. Can everyone still hear me though?
Yeah.
They can? Hello again.
Welcome back to Power Up with Pride 2023. Now in non-radio drama mode.
All right. Okay, good. So I think all of the issues are behind us. We will we'll go ahead and resume this run. This is the nice thing about battle is obviously it's turn-based, so I've just been sitting here in battle for 2 minutes without quote-unquote pausing anything like that, and it's cool. So we're good. All right, timer. Let's get that restarted back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. I did not mean to fail that. All right, I kind of have to remember where I am. This is a, let's see here. I just got the ninja costume. I think this is the first trick or treat battle after getting the ninja. I believe so. Okay. All right, this battle is over. Very good. Oh no, that was the mob. That was the mob after the ninja. Okay. All right, 2 mages here. And unfortunately with the trick-or-treat battles, there is no way to get that initiative. That's only on the mobs where you can sneak up behind them there. And 16 is outside of Guts range, which kind of stinks. So the one that obviously is going to die soon, we're going to save that one for a hit from Lucy. And the reason being is because of the costume and stamp setup that she has. Her direct attacks do the least damage of the 3. So we want to be as efficient with our damage as possible. Ooh. Were you going to attack? Okay, that's fine. If Lucy had died, that would not have been a huge problem. But not something we wanted to see either. So probably won't kill this round. If I have to get one more attack from Ren. Yeah, that fire's not going to do enough damage. Only 30. All right. Everett dies. Lucy also dies. Take us home, Ren. All right. Phew. Very good. Okay. So coming up here is... Oh, no, God. Get there, get there. Another really dangerous battle that I want to make sure I get the initiative on. It's another one here with the healer and the 2 mages. Now, with the initiative and with a little bit of good damage roll RNG, I should be able to kill this medic here, or this healer. Now it's starting to look like it's not. Oh, it is going to happen. Oh, okay, cool. I was glad to be wrong. All right. With that healer down in the first round, this fight gets exponentially easier. All right, we're definitely going to take out the buffed one first. Because we don't need your big attacks around. Just not what we're interested in. Okay. All right, that buff doesn't mean anything because it's dying in these next 2 hits. One here. This can be a regular attack. I don't even need to wait for the super. Save maybe about a second or 2 there. Okay, there's a level up. Got to do a battle. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's right. That's Candy here. Pop back downstairs to get back on the minecart. Take us back to the west side of the mall again. Now we're going to pop back upstairs, and then we're going to go down from here. There's going to be a mob walking around here. We get initiative on it, which is nice. So, cool. All right. This isn't a terribly eventful battle, so Motos, I'll toss it over to you.
Sure thing. We've got another $5 from Kumba Meow, who says $5 3K train with lots of love to the tech crew.
Yes. Yeah,
we
for
also
sure.
have.
Oh, go ahead. Go.
We also have $5 from Eris TGD, who says a haiku. $5 train boards. Happy birthday, Von Yvonne. Trans rights. Happy Pride.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Eris. But yeah, real quick, just big shout outs to the tech crew of really virtually any marathon. There's obviously a lot of things that go pear-shaped throughout a marathon, and you've got these folks that are volunteering their time to bring you, not only to bring you this showcase, but doing it in the name of raising money for charity, and in this case, an extremely worthwhile one. So yeah, if we could get, yeah, a shout out to the tech crew for certain. All right. This next trick or treat is a battle as well. So this again would be another opportunity for donations if you have them.
All right, we've got another $5 from Drake Lake, who says, I like trains. I don't like the ones whistling at 2 a.m., but I love donation trains.
Yes. Thank you, Drake.
I will say, if you're looking for something to put your donations towards when you are donating here to the Trevor Project, 3 games from now, we have Dungeons of Dreadmore that has not one, but 2 bid fors. One to choose the hero's gender and one to choose the hero's name. And both of them are very low right now, so you have the chance to get your choices pumped up pretty well.
All right, so this next thing that I'm doing here, I refer to as the pumpkin walk, and it's very, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this here, I'm gonna fall down, and I need to get this chest. Now, if I walk outside of the pumpkin, I cannot walk back into it, and I would have to go all the way back up to get back into it. And again, if you're doing a PB attempt, it's a huge waste of time. This, however, is another visit with Sadie. We're gonna buy 3 more stamps and equip only 1. We grabbed some stuff that we're just going to need later. The one that I equipped is the one on Everett, which is the jawbone of the wolf, which gives him a slightly higher attack buff. So this talking scarecrow here is actually pretty important. We talked to it in the first section here, and we'll talk to it again. Now, what I just talked to there was a guy who is running a costume contest. And what we've been instructed to do is talk to some of the judges that are strewn throughout the mall to get an idea of what kind of costumes they would like to see in the contest. Now, as luck would have it, we're already wearing 2 of them. When the time is right, I will equip the 3rd one so that we can immediately win this contest and get an extremely important costume in the process. And you will see why in just a second. First, we have to get through this battle. This is actually the final trick or treat of this of the mall. After we do this, we do the costume contest, and then we fight the boss, and then it's on to the next section. All right. See this cutscene here with those gates opening? That tells us that we're done. We talked to this judge here just once, please. Never mind the pinata right there that's big and spooky. Oh, okay. Okay, we've talked to all 3 judges. Now we know what to do. And what we need to do is we need to switch Everett into the Statue of Liberty costume. And then we need to talk to this guy, start the contest. They all talk about how awesome we are. And our reward for this is the gay unicorn costume. This costume is fantastic. It is incredibly important at the very end of the run. We're going to put it on the shelf for now. But just know that that unicorn costume is very sweet. All right, now, we're going to head on in here, and we get into a very potentially dangerous boss fight with a gremlin named Mextal. But before we do that, we have kind of like a scripted story battle here, where we have to fight this one henchman 5 times. Now, this is the only time that you're going to see me use the Statue of Liberty costume in battle. The Statue of Liberty is... the way it works in battle is its crits are done by rolling the left stick in circles as fast as possible to build that meter there. Okay, so here's the cutscene here. Now we attack Mextol himself. All right, so you see Lucy talking about I have attention being focused on me. This is where the Knight's special is going to be used. And this will do that shield buff that you actually saw the healer do on the first Bojan fight. And by saying that he's focused, you see he does the bulldozer attack there. Had I not been shielded, that attack would have probably done about like triple the damage, and it would have stunned that character and they would have been unable to act the next turn. So it's actually a big, big penalty, but we use that shield buff to mitigate it. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to be using the Statue of Liberty's special, which is called Anthem. It is a healing buff, and we heal with the powers of America! Okay, so this is Everett saying, okay, I'm going to be the focus of this next attack. Don't let me die. And so we're going to do that. We're going to use the Guardian Shield as the name of the Knight's attack to protect Everett. All right. I'm going to save my rocket attack for Mextol's next phase, which will be after we get down here. Please get to the next phase. 10 HP. Awesome. Never mind. Oh, I did not mean to fail that. Okay, well, I can fail this, because now we're into the next phase. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is me finding out that Ren is the next target of Mextol's. Now, Mextol's special when he's out of the bulldozer is even more dangerous because it does damage to every character. But he has one that he focuses on. Okay. I'm just going to do heal here just in case. But we're not too far away from ending this battle.
I did want to mention while we're here, we did get a $250 donation from LZ Moto with no comment. But thank you so much. That puts us very close to that $3,000 mark.
Hell yeah. Thank you very, very much. That's awesome. All right. Should be one more round and then Mextol's dead here. I know the stream is not going so great right now, but all right, there's Mextol down. All right, and that's it for the second set. Should we are we stopping here? What's going on? Well, I tell you what. Let me explain what happened here. So after Mextol dies, Dorsilla appears again. She steals all of your costumes, puts you into candy corn costumes instead, and brings you to this kind of like remote village where she has you imprisoned. And you see there's that big, or maybe you don't see, but there's a portal that's going to take her to a land called Repugia, where she is going to rule over it as queen. So what's happened here is that our costumes have been taken. They're hiding, or they're being kept in that treasure chest there, and we need to get those bird things, which are called crest whalers, away from it. And we have a very special way that we're going to do this. We're just going to walk all the way up here, and we're going to talk to this gentleman here in the yellow shirt. I forget his name, but here's his story. He's always wanted to make it big as someone who sells French fries. So he has come to this town to do that. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a whole lot of customers. So he's given us this French fry costume in order to have us help him get those customers, which we will. But first, we are going to use its ability outside of battle, which you see me using right now, where those fries are the fries are glowing, and they are emitting this very, very alluring scent. So what we're going to do is we are going to take these hungry crest whalers, lure them into the barn, and imprison them in here. We essentially trick them, and we're like, cool, we got our costumes back. All right, you're a robot, you're a space warrior, you're a knight, let's go. Okay. Now, before I went out and did this, I talked to this this kid that was kind of sitting in the trees, and I'm about to come over here and talk to this one. These are, it says found 2 out of 6 kids. In each level, there's kind of like a mini game, and it's called the Hidden Kids mini game. If you find all 6 kids in the level, you get an upgrade to your trick-or-treating pail, which is an attack buff on all of your party members. Now, you can get 1 in each level, but the effects of each of these pails do not stack. So it doesn't make sense to get the first 2. It does make sense to get the last one, because it adds the highest attack buff to all of your characters, which is critical for the boss, the final boss fights of this run. All right. So in this level, you see enemies have much, much higher HP. But as we level up, like I said, oh man, hello, I pressed the button, I swear. As we level up, Everett's super gets like stupid powerful. So we're able to chew through enemy HP rather quickly. So, right. This is just a bunch of trick-or-treating all in a row. So, Motas, I'm going to toss it over to you here.
Sure thing. We've got $10 here from Imend Lika, who says, lots of love to all. Happy birthday, Vonnie.
Oh, thank you.
And it is Vonnie's birthday in every U.S. time zone now, so. Well, except
not mine. It will be my birthday in about an hour and 40 minutes where I'm at.
Oh, yes.
So it's my birthday in the Central Time Zone. Mountain Time Zone has to catch up. They'll get with the program eventually. Another donation if you have it.
Yeah. Does this game autosave, by the way? I don't know if we've covered that.
Yeah, it does, actually. There are several points where it will autosave, which is a blessing and a curse because obviously it makes the run nice and safe. It makes it kind of difficult to practice specific sections because you can't just like reload a save after you get through at some parts because it saves after what you want to do, which kind of stinks. Yeah. But like I said, dying in battle just puts you right back at at where you were right before the battle started anyway. So there's like virtually like really the only penalty there is having to start the battle over. Like that's it.
Gotcha.
So these mystics are the mages of the Crest Whaler variety, and the enemy that I killed was the monk, and those are the healers. Oh, that didn't matter. I should have just hurried through it. Alrighty. I think the next battle is when I get my next level up. That gets me to level 7. We will be level 8 when we take on the final boss of the game. You can get all the way up to level 10, but the amount of which would make fighting the final bosses pretty much free. just because you'd be so much stronger and have so much more HP, which is arguably more important. But we just do not have the time to do all of that extra grinding. So we get to level 8 right before the final bosses. Oh my god, I'm looking at that dollar. We are so close to 3,000. We just need, it's like, you know what? It's like a glass full of water that's sitting on the edge of your table. Who's going to be the cat? Who's going to be the cat that's just going to push it over the edge? I understand this is something that cats like to do, or at least it's something my cats like to do.
We did get $14 from Kanban Meow, who says, preloading my real-time birthday donation in anticipation of the inspiration for time zones, Newtopia. Can't wait to see Vonnie take this awesome game down as he rings in another year. And oh yeah, trans rights.
Yo, speaking of cats, thank you, Konban. So this is what the fry costume is supposed to be for. You're supposed to lure these kids on over to the fry vendor to give him customers. Now, the second customer that we're going to gather here is my favorite NPC in the game. This is the princess. The princess really, 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 really likes French fries. In fact, when she gets there, she declares that I'm gonna eat French fries till I puke. Oh, which is my favorite line of the game, if you couldn't tell. Now, this devil here that we're going to entice with the scent of French fries likes them just as much, but they're a lot more subdued about it. When they get over here, you're gonna see that they just say, "Oh, rad, French fries." All right. Now the reason why we did this is because he's like, "Cool, you got me the customers. Now I'm gonna hit it big. Here's some tickets to the carnival," which is what opens up the next section of the game. There's a hidden kid right here that I almost skated right past. All right. Hey, I got my tickets. Yay. Okay. Now, this mystic here that we just skipped their cutscene, his name is Dorian. Dorian is the brother of the evil Dorsilla. Dorian is also has used his magical powers to possess those scarecrows that we saw in the first two sections and we'll see again. Dorian also was took on the form of the Black Cat that I mentioned in the very beginning of the game, that helped us out of that first sticky situation. So Dorian has been helping us throughout the game to thwart his evil sister. But when we ask him, hey, if you hate your sister and what she's doing, why don't you confront her yourself? And we find out that the reason that he doesn't do that is because he's deathly afraid of her and doesn't have the backbone to fight her himself. So instead, he assists us in our quest to take her down, and that's his contribution. We love Dorian. Dorian's a queer icon. You'll see more of him at the ending of the game. Dorian's rad. All right, got a pop-up here to pick up a rather important costume part. We'll get to what that is in a little bit. First, we got to do a little more trick-or-treating. We do 2 candies, and then it's 3 straight trick-or-treat battles. So, Motos, say some things.
Well, I should probably remind everyone who's come in that this is Power Up with Pride 2023 running all this weekend. If you missed any of the runs in the marathon so far, you can find them uploaded after the marathon on our YouTube channel. You can also stay up to date on this event and any future events by following us on Twitter or joining our Discord. Links to all of these can be found in the panels below the stream or by using !social in the chat. Oh, and we did get a $100 donation from Enasaur. who
Yo.
says, I want to be the cat. Aptly putting my donation towards Big's story in Sonic Adventure. Heart. Yes, that is a game tomorrow, and that incentive is coming up.
Awesome. Thank you for that very generous donation. And while we are very happy that you got us to 3,000, onward to 4,000. Let's keep going. I mean, this is just day one of the event. We still got plenty of super awesome speed running in store for y'all. So, yeah.
And that was a third of the big story incentive already through. So thank you
Nice.
very much for that.
I'll kill. Oh, 9 HP. Thank you. That was close. And all right, one more trick or treat. Now, after this trick or treat battle is when we will use the one and only use of the ninja costume. So for those of you ninja fans out there that wanted to see it, now is when you want to pay very close attention. So I'll kind of tell you what we're using it for, what it's all about. So there's a Ferris wheel at the top part of this carnival section, and there are some kids up there that are being harassed by some monsters, and we need to get up there to save them. Well, we can't climb up the Ferris wheel because it's broken. But in the middle of town, there just happens to be this gentleman named Orzo, who is a human cannonball daredevil. And we want to use the cannon to shoot ourselves up there. Well, Orzo isn't going to let kids do this, so we use the ninja's ability outside of battle to slink to the shadows, like so, and sneak past him. And then by the time we load ourselves into the cannon and shoot up to the top of this Ferris wheel, it is too late for him to stop us. So that's what the ninja is all about. But we never use the ninja in battle.
Very sad as a ninja fan myself.
Yeah. The ninja's attack is really cool too. His special is not so much. It's called the Kitsune Shroud, and it's basically kind of like a modified form of the Knight special, where instead of protecting you from an attack, you just evade it altogether. But again, as far as the speed run goes, the usefulness of abilities like that outside of that one Mextal battle is basically nil. So so the ninja is not useful in the speed run, unfortunately.
Hey, it was useful for that one thing.
It was. It was very useful. All right. Trick or treat battle. And then we have one more trick or treat with candy, and then we are done trick or treating for the rest of the game. And then we settle some scores.
Can we get some shout outs in the chat to Vonnie Von's commentary of his own run? It's already been an hour in, and it feels like it's been nonstop.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. This game is rather simple in its, on the surface, it's rather simple in its gameplay. There's a lot of depth that goes beyond what meets the eye, especially when it comes to the speed run, and it gives me plenty to talk about. Also, we skip pretty much all of the cutscenes in the speed run, and the cutscenes are really funny and cute, and I just like to talk about them because they're funny and cute. So, yeah, this game gives me plenty to talk about when I'm running it. Hidden Kid number 5 is right here. We got to go back to the Space Warrior costume, cut through the darkness so that we can get another costume piece. The second costume piece that we needed here. Okay, we want to sneak up on this guy. We intentionally take this battle here. There's only 2 enemies to fight here, so it goes pretty fast. But this is going to give us just enough experience. This is going to help us get just enough experience to get right to level 8 before the final boss fights. So we take this intentionally.
Wait, did you say final boss fights?
Yes. They will actually be coming up in just a few minutes. We're not too far away from them.
That's multiple, folks. Multiple final bosses.
Yes.
And there is a sequel to this game, is there not?
There is. Okay, so this is our last encounter with Dorian here. We're like, dude, we know you're the Scarecrow. You don't need to hide it anymore. We get the pumpkin costume. That's important. We also get this speaker here. He's like, just hold on to this and you'll know when you need to use it. This is the final Hidden Kid. No. Oh, I know who I missed. Oh. Okay, hold on. Just got to back up real quick. I think I missed... Yeah, I missed that one right there. Okay. Okay. Now we've got the strongest pale. I can go back to it here, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Just switch. Okay. But now we got to scoot up here, and this is going to give us the final costume piece for the vampire costume. So the pumpkin, the big gay unicorn, and the vampire will be the 3 costumes that we use for the final boss battles. So here we've got this Grubbin who says, hey, I need you to help us. And we're like, dude, we've been fighting you all game. Why would we help you now? And he was like, well, because Dorsilla sucks. She is not being very nice to us. So now we want you to help. We want your help in stopping her. So in order to get to her, we need to assemble the pieces of an actual Grubbin costume so that we can sneak past a guard and go to where she's chilling. So that's what we're doing right now. We've collected 1. There's a second piece. And the third one is over here. You can just scoot down underneath those pumpkins, which you would normally need to break. And here we go. You see we got the little Grubbin costume. And so that allows us to talk to this guy here, and he's like, okay, I'll let you through. Now, we're going to switch back to the robot costume right here. If I switch back too early, that Crest Whaler will see us, and we would be forced to battle him. But we don't want to do that. But instead, we get to this section here that I cannot skip. We have to wait for it. It is another fight with Mextal. Now, this Mextal fight is way easier than the first fight that we did. So, we should get through this in only 3 rounds. All right. So he doesn't have a second phase. You remember on the first time he had the phase where he was on the bulldozer, and then we broke it, and then he fought us just by himself. There is no such second phase here. So it's really just... I did fail that one attack, so maybe it won't be 3 rounds, but it'll be close. Cool. Okay. And if it does go to a 4th round, it'll just be 1 attack that I need to do. It's really not a problem. Fire gonna do enough damage? Yep. Okay, never mind. We're good. Okay. So this gets us to level 8. Now, before we get to the final bosses, there's a couple of bosses we have to deal with here, and that's getting over these ramps. Let's see if I do it. A? Okay, it's easy to get stuck on those ramps. All right, gotta make some wholesale changes here. All right, you're a pumpkin, you're a gay unicorn, you're a vampire, and we need to change out one battle stamp here, and that's for Lucy. All right, so this is Dorsilla. All right, so here we go. Ren is the pumpkin king, or queen, I guess. Everett's the unicorn, and Lucy is now the vampire. And I'll talk a little bit about their specials and stuff, but we have to talk about Dorsilla here. Let's see what oh, yes. Okay. So what she's doing here is she's charging up an attack, which means that her next turn, she's going to do nothing. One of the battle stamps that I purchased from Sadie in this level here that I have equipped on Lucy is called the Rotten Egg. It's a special attack that you can use to stun enemies. And we need to stun Dorsilla before she processes the attack at the end of this round, which would otherwise do a whole bunch of damage to us, and it's no good. So, but the fact that she did this attack basically gave us 2 free turns where she didn't mess with us. Okay, this is the last thing we wanted to see, are these decoys. Because these decoys, she does 3 attacks per round, and it wastes a whole bunch of time. Now, this decoy, okay, that's the real one. I'm actually going to intentionally kill one of the decoys, which take a bunch of damage. I don't want to kill both of them because if I do, then that gives her the opportunity to summon all 3, to summon them again. And we don't want that. But having one of them out of the way makes this battle safer and a little faster, in my opinion. So it should die after this next one. Okay. Oh, and now we can attack the real one. The real one only takes normal damage. Okay. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna heal. All right. This is the Pumpkin King special. It's this flaming pumpkin attack that does a ton of damage, which is why we use it. Now, the vampire special is called There's a Bat in My Hair. This does damage to all enemies and heals the party. And obviously, the latter part of that is the more important aspect. Now, the unicorn special is super awesome, and when the time comes where we will need it, I will use it, and I'm sure that the viewing audience will appreciate it greatly. All right, so yeah, the special style for the pumpkin is rotating the L stick. The way that you do it with the unicorn, it's the same as the knight, where you just press the button. Ah, here we go. Very good. All right, we're going to use this special here. I'm going to go ahead and use Lucy's heal right now, because the next round I have to use her Rotten Egg. So I'll just take this opportunity to do it now. Okay, we got to break her concentration. We'll do that with a stun. All right. And here comes that stun. Good. No attack there. Got less than 600 HP now. We are very close to being done. Yeah, we should probably be able to finish this next round. Yeah. All right, this is actually a rather nice Dorsilla fight. We did so much damage to her early before she created her copies. Okay. All right, so now I need to go like this and like this and like this. Okay. All right, now we fight the true final boss, which is Big Bones. Big Bones can be very, very dangerous. Do not be surprised if I'm not successful in this fight. It might take 2, maybe 3 tries, because once he gets into his second phase, he becomes extremely dangerous. And I'll explain that in a second. But this is his regular attack where he does damage to everyone, but he focuses specifically on one of your party members. Now, I've equipped new stamps on everyone. The ones that I've equipped on Ren and Everett give them like a passive regen effect, whereas the one that I've equipped on Lucy increases her maximum HP. Now, the reason why I've given that one to Lucy is because the vampire costume actually debuffs your max HP. So we use that stamp to counteract it. If I wasn't using that, Lucy would be extremely fragile and would just die all the time. And we don't want that. So this gives her a much higher chance to survive. Okay, so this little cutscene thing does a whole bunch of unblockable damage to one character. All right, I'm going to use Everett's special here just because we can. Everyone, Big Gay Unicorn says, "Happy Pride." All right, now here's what. Now here is what the Unicorn special, which is called the Panacea, does. It will revive and/or completely refill a character's HP. So that is going to be critical here during this battle because I will have characters that will die. Like, that's just pretty much unavoidable. All right. That's right. It's called My Pretty Panacea, which is even better. Okay. We're starting to get kind of close to the second phase. So I think I'm actually... Oh, I missed. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to do this heal now, so that way I've got it on... So that way I've got it on deck for when the next phase comes. He will immediately go to his next phase once he falls below 1200 HP. Now what I'd like to do is get it such that he falls under that level with an attack from Ren. Let's see if I can finagle that here. Okay, I gotta kind of concentrate on this here. I'm gonna intentionally fail that, and I think I can succeed here. Perfect. Okay, great. What are you doing? Okay. But I should have a heal from Lucy. Okay, we're good here. Okay. All right. So that animation means he's going into his next phase. We're gonna pop a heal here, and then just pray that we do enough damage before he wipes us out. Oh, we're almost at full HP here. This is great. All right, now his attacks become a lot more powerful, and that's not good. All right, we're gonna pop off this special here. Ren could very well die this round, and if she does, we've got Everett to pick her up. Okay. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna heal Lucy because she has the most HP. Yo. Rainbow healing. Oh wow, we all survived. All right. All right, time is coming up very soon. After Big Bones' death animation, the screen will fade to black, and that is time. So pay attention, it's coming up here. Oh, he falls back into the ground. He has been defeated, and that is time.
Nice work, Vonnie.
Thank you.
It was a little spicy there at the end.
It was, yeah. That Big Bones fight actually went really well. The stars aligned for me there as far as damage RNG went and his targets and everything like that. So okay, that's Dorian right there. Dorian is awesome. So Dorian has driven his magic bus. He's taken all the candy that they've stolen. He's driven the kids back to their neighborhood, and they are distributing it to all of the neighborhood kids, much to their delight, of course. So yeah, I want to keep going through this cutscene here because I want to show you one thing. It doesn't take very long. So here's how this ends. Remember, Mom wanted them to make new friends. Well, of course, they've made friends for life with Everett and Lucy, considering the adventures that they've been on. Ren and Reynolds' mom has talked to Everett and Lucy's parents, said, hey, it's cool if you want to spend the night. I know you've had a lot of fun, so let's have some fun. But first, we got to get Dad in here with the dad tax, which is a very real thing, whether or not you believe it. Trust me. Oh, wow, that was a 118. That's a really good run. I was hoping to get something sub 120, but even with the issues, getting a 118 was awesome. All right. Eventually, the cutscene, this scene here, will pan to the outside of the house, and there's a really cool thing that it does here. Should be coming up soon. Yeah, you notice there in the gutter, there's that black cat that looks at you there. That's Dorian. So I just think it's really cool how Dorian, made this, kind of made this connection with these kids and has decided to kind of, watch over and protect them in cat form. I just think that's really cute. So yeah, so that was Costume Quest. Any percent. I see a bunch of GGs in chat. Thank you everyone very much for all of those GGs. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, this is a really cute thing here in the credits too. Is you see these pictures here? These are pictures of the developers of the game, of the Halloween costumes that they wore when they were kids. You see that one for Elliot there. I'm guessing that's the inspiration for the robot costume. I just think that's really cool too. So yeah. All right. So well, I tell you what. If you enjoyed listening to me speedrun video games, you're in luck because you get to do it again. We're going to switch over. I got to switch some scenes here, and then I'm going to come back with a run of Newtopia 100%, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Stick around. We've got more coming up here. We got more money to raise for the Trevor Project. So yeah, we're gonna cut away real quick, and then we'll be back soon.
Thanks again, Vonnie, for that great run, and thank you for everyone joining us from Zokubun's channel. This is Power Up with Pride 2023. We're raising money for the Trevor Project. And although Vonnie and Power Up with Pride will be back after we restart here, I will not be. So that's the end of me today. I'll be back on Sunday, and I'll be putting you in the way more than capable hands of Sporadic Erratic when the stream returns. So stick around. We just got to do a quick restart on the Restream server, and then we'll be right back.